Even on the worst days, even on the best ones, I will fight for you.
Love is great, but it takes hard work to have a good marriage.
We will be lovers, fighters through every dream. We'll be hand in hand, babe. I wouldn't change a thing. I wouldn't change a thing. I wouldn't change a thing.
Donovan and Faith Thomas are your average couple, managing the ebbs and flows of marriage with an extraordinary force. This force has always been present and something the two are not too shy to talk about.
God has been very central to our love. We pray together, we work together, we stay together, we pray about conflicts together, we overcome together.
The couple who met as young missionaries never thought that they would find their forever in each other. Faith confessed that it wasn't love at first sight, but she found her Adam once she got to know Donovan. And for Donovan?
I just found the perfect balance between charm and spirituality.
The young couple said their vows and lived happily ever after. Not quite. They are living and are happy, but they continue to work through challenges that can and will arise when two have become one.
Sickness, challenges, financial challenges, health challenges.
Conflict sometimes.
Child rearing, dealing with in-laws.
The latter is a challenge that this couple had to overcome, especially when it came to their ethnicity, as Faith is of African descent and Donovan is Indian. His family wanted him to marry someone of that origin, but Faith had other plans. It has been almost 40 years of marriage, and this couple is still going strong.
One of the keys to our successful marriage is that we have made it a part of our duty not to carry over the conflicts, unresolved conflicts from one day to the next. So we have learned to deal with the issues and to process in a healthy way.
They have learned to overcome each other's flaws and pet peeves.
What is critical is to know the person, understand the person, accept the person, and talk about whatever it is that is causing the challenge. And we try to listen to each other and forgive each other.
The couple, who are counselors by profession, has learned to incorporate the tools they use when advising others to resolve their own marital issues.
The same things we teach about conflict resolution, we try to practice. Attack the problem, not the person. Deal with one issue at a time. Go for the win-win. Just know that there are going to be problems and we just commit to solving them together. We believe that not only do we love each other and care for each other, but God has brought us together as man and wife, and that together we are fulfilling His purpose. So we look to Him to be able to guide us through the difficulties, through the challenges.
And that vow about sickness? Well, this couple was tested on that oath a few times.
I had major issue with heart disease. I had quintuple bypass surgery. Told her goodbye and told her it was okay for her to marry again, but not before 2 years. But my wife said she would have none of it. She said, God said our husband would not die, but live to declare the works of the Lord. Years now since I did that surgery, and we trust God in the difficulty. We went through a time of just uncertainty, even uncertainty about having children. And we said, God, if you give us children, we'll give them back to you.
We got married, pretty young, and waited. And when I was ready, did all the checks and said, okay, time now. And got pregnant and miscarried. Had major fibroids that were so large, like a grapefruit. But God, it is God who allowed me to have the surgery before and be able to get pregnant afterwards.
Owing to one of their two sons, the couple who had trouble becoming parents are now grandparents.
Well, one of the first things is to listen to each other. because sometimes it is not the big things that cause the rift, it is the little things that remain undealt with. So listen to each other, be committed to be with each other to the end, for better, for worse, for richer, for poorer, in sickness and in health. And when you have challenges, don't wait until they become crisis. Go and get help if you need help.
I'd like to speak specifically to some young husbands. I think our challenge and the charge to us is to love our wives as Christ loved the church and gave himself for her. So there's nothing too much for us to do to ensure the well-being of our wives. Be willing to go the extra mile and be committed.
Make sure that you know the person, because sometimes the male mask is attracted to the female mask. And so before you jump to say I do, make sure that the mask is removed by getting to know the person in different contexts. Not only when you are one-on-one, when you are with other people, so that you can see how the person relates to other people. Because if they only love you and treat you alone with respect, they are not worthy. So get to know the real person. And that takes time.
A good clue as to what will happen in marriage is what happens in courtship. So observe. During the times of conflicts, observe during times of excitement, observe during times of fun and play, and look at what are some of those principles. Also, it is important to note the way your special friend, your fiancé, treats his mother, because very likely the way he treats his mother he is going to bring that over into marriage. So he wants to treat you with respect and honor and those kinds of stuff.
Observe how the lady talks about her father, whether he is present in her life or not. Because sometimes the way she speaks about him will become how she will speak about you. So those things have to be thought about carefully.
And we want to encourage couples that are courting to get proper premarital counseling. We believe in that. Many of the conflicts that we have had in our marriage, we were able to say, we learned about that in premarital counseling
and how to deal with
and
it.
that has really just helped us tremendously.
Wise words from the couple who admit that they are not doing it on their own, but with God's help.
When you laugh, when you cry, I'll be always on your side, and thank God for you and me.
A good wife looks at the situation from the husband's point of view. But also a good husband looks at the situation from the wife's point of view. So be willing to see each other's perspective.
Made it. We worked hard and never said quit, my love. When we're older, the kids will say, the Lord bless you and keep you in everything